Welcome to W.R.C. Will Real Connect. I'm one of your hosts. Of course, you already know. That's Dottie Red, okay? We got Shayla May over here, Lola Brown, and Sam the Riff. Believe it. So, again, this is our personal conversations and discussions pertaining to some of the most trending topics in news. So don't take any offense to it. However, be sure to comment, follow us, post. Keep up. We will have games and prizes, and therefore, all come along with the growth of the show. So make sure y'all support. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Blogspot, you name it, YouTube. Let's go. With that said, you already know how we roll in with the drink of the week. So therefore, I'm going to go ahead and give you a little drink of the week, which is actually vodka. Now, of course, depending on how you mix it, it can mean a lot of different things. So, don't take any offense to this. However, this is what the people are saying. If you own that vodka, you either new to drinking and don't really know nothing about the flavor of alcohol, or you too familiar with the taste and it just is numb to it, right? Real talk.
Lola.
If you do a shot of Grey Goose, chill. They say you really don't know what you're doing. However, you possibly a gold digger.
I don't drink that.
If you on that vodka and Red Bull, which they clown the most, they say, look, you either gonna get banged by a blacked out stranger, okay, or with the Red Bull, you cool. However, you too cool and too scared to get some real drugs, which we do not support at all.
Not at all.
Okay?
No.
At all. Alrighty? It's a kiddie drink, unfortunately. Or it's for somebody older who trying to reclaim their youth. So if you're 25 and older and you're drinking Red Bull and vodka, you will not be watching anyone's kids or holding anyone's purses or wallets. We do not trust your adrenaline. Alright? So for that note, let's go ahead and drink to the vodka drinkers. Click, clank, click, clank.
I'm 23 though. So.
Oh, okay. So you're kind of new to that part. That's okay. That's okay. So look, we gonna get straight over to the Fame Junkies real quick. And actually, this week I'm gonna jump in for some specific reason.
They say I talk too much.
I'm just saying. No,
but
however,
we love her.
Right? Indeed.
We do.
We gonna shout it out first to the first lady, man. She was on Ellen last week, getting it in.
Yeah.
She was dancing
Yep.
to the Bronco song, Bruno Mars, whatever the little guy's name is, the little short guy.
She said Bronco.
She getting it going with him.
Don't give it to
Right. She was getting it in. So I was really proud of that. She showed her style, her personality, and obviously you got to eat regardless of your race or not. These are the first in the office that gave as much personality as anybody else. You know what I'm saying? You can kind of feel what kind of person they are. So shout out to them. We're going to go over to that Atlanta Housewives. They recapping for the season. However, Nene's ideal was to go to therapy as a group, thinking that they can kind of get some things together. However, it ended up flipping to where really she was part of the mess. A lot of the mess. She stormed out with an attitude. You know how that goes. One of those scenes. To me, she's a flip-flopper, honestly.
She is.
Right.
That's when that mirror flips back on
Real
you.
quick.
You weren't expecting that to happen.
But it's more or less, it's one of those intimidation things. I think when she around somebody who's just as bold as her, it can be a little intimidating,
Yeah.
But on other news, because we want to,
Okay.
I know, right? Oh,
That makes
we still trying to get her wheeled into
Yeah.
that good old reality.
I'm not really
TV.
in with it. That's why I don't really talk about this. I'm just like,
right. But she's of course.
okay.
Sometimes I might can get her over to the house and we can watch a couple of things.
Yeah.
Consult your black
Right.
friend.
She's trying. She's trying.
I'm getting there.
For real. But then we also want to get over to Phaedra, because Phaedra's situation, I'm really waiting to see how it play off on camera with Apollo going away, this Mr. Chocolate thing, you know what I mean? However, I'm thinking in this sense, and I want to get y'all opinions. Do y'all feel like, and we're going to have to recap you up if you didn't catch this version, but do you feel like Phaedra was a little bit cold prior to him going away to jail? Or do you feel like he really deserved it, being the fact he was, hurrying around with this Kenya situation? He got all these other things going on, spending G's in the strip club. Do you feel like it was really a situation where she had every right to feel that way? And before we even go into that, let me recap Sam the Riff. This is a show, basically, Atlanta Housewives, okay? Her husband's going to jail for some white-collar crimes. Okay. However, before then, she had suspects, that they might have been dealing with somebody else in her circle, so forth. Okay. It came out that it wasn't. However, it was just a lot of lies and twists. So him going to jail, do you feel like, now she kind of gave a cold shoulder a little bit. Kind of like, listen, I'm not dealing with you, but they have kids together. So do you feel like that's a little bit harsh to kind of go, or do you understand, especially you being as the parents?
I think that, especially with her being the money in their relationship, it's hard because those roles were switched.
Right.
And anytime there's a role reversal, a lot of things happen to the woman emotionally, and it makes us cold. I know this.
Indeed.
So, a part of it, I think that it's not a constructive way. If she plans on fixing her marriage down the line. It's not a constructive way to handle it.
Right.
But when a woman is so hurt,
I agree.
the embarrassment of the Kenya situation, now embarrassment of jail, and now I have to explain to these kids why you're not going to be there. That stuff that's so hard that I can't blame her for how she feels, because she feels deserted, and she feels like these are our vows. This is something that we held true.
How do you feel, Lola,
you know?
with it?
I feel like anytime somebody been to jail, you know, he fresh out of jail, you marry him, you take him under your wing, he's younger than you. She didn't do nothing but treat him like a baby boy, to be honest. And he did what any man, any younger man fresh out of jail would do, to be honest.
Right. That's true. Which is that. Do you feel like in that situation, if you're a hurt woman, you might have kids together, would you kind of have the cold shoulder, or seeing that, you know, you got kids together, you might try to, I mean, you're a forgiving person, Sam. That's what we love saying so much. So
I am forgiving, but, like, it would be hard because you'd have that hurt.
Right.
And, you know, that wound, and then you're just going to, like, pour salt in it.
Right. I completely agree.
It's like, do you want to take the risk, I guess, of putting the salt in the wound?
Right.
Because, especially with kids together,
Yeah.
it's not like you can just sever all ties. You can't do that.
Right.
I mean, it's hard to.
Even if you want to. So I completely, I'm definitely waiting to see. Right. I'm definitely waiting to see how that plays out.
I also believe you don't kick a person when they down. He was already going to jail.
Right.
You know,
I think, in my personal opinion, she was a little cold, only in the sense that, like she said, in a sense, even when you're hurt, you understand that you got to deal with them. You got kids. Now, if it was somebody else, it's a completely different cutoff. But in that case, you know, maybe kind of, you know, ease up, because whether it's now or later, you're dealing with it. So, you know, on to that one, and we just got to go ahead and get, because Atlanta Housewives is wrapping up, so it's a lot of little juice. Candy and Todd is having issues in their relationship. They've only been married like 6 months, so that automatically seems like a problem.
Yeah.
Candy then brought it up like, is he cheating? What's the problem? We ain't having sex. So it goes into a point of, do you feel like maybe he was an opportunist from the beginning? Was Mama Joyce right? Or do you feel like, as a man, when your mom is so involved in your relationship that, you know, her demand, like, dang, you can do all this, but you can't speak up even when your mom might be wrong. That kind of feeling like we're really not on the same team. You know what I mean? So do you think that it's due to Mama Joyce, the mom being in the business, or do you think it's just...
I don't even know what any of this is about,
Right.
but the mother getting brought up like that, no.
Right.
Okay,
That's too much.
seriously, you're gonna, that just pissed me off. Oh.
Yeah, well, it's hard, I think, when you have a parent who's overly involved in a relationship, because he said, I mean, while they were dating, he was like, there's 3 of us.
Right.
And she never really stood up to her mom the way she needed to. And, you know, a lot of people, they say these vows, but they don't really think about it. You know, they always say, you know, when you leave your family, like, to be with your significant other, you know, forsaking all others.
Right.
That's meaning your mom and dad as well as everybody else. And people just don't know how to stand up and say, this is my husband, I'm rolling with him, you're out of line.
Especially if you're in a case when you wrong. You know what I mean? And
she was wrong. And
when
she
you
was
wrong, it's okay to say, hey, I still love you, I'm going to love you, but you was wrong, and I'm not going to condone it. Right. Like my mom and them always said, do not give a bad dog treats. So don't buy nothing and give nothing, even for these ladies in that vagina. You know, some of the old school is like, listen, don't ever deprive a man of that. But to me, I feel like, listen, new school is, baby, we're not giving treats out to bad dogs. They don't get trained that way. Let's go. Okay, I'm sorry, I almost got mad on that.
pull that kind of
I'm feeling you on that.
Right. On the next one, we're going to go over to Empire and just kind of brief this one real quick. This week was, of course, normal. It was good. Jay Hudson was on there. Looked like she about to snatch up the older brother, which is great because, honestly, he got the scheming wife or girl. And anybody scheming harder to get your mom's or your family's money is already a problem. You're next, buddy. Okay? Jamal, which is the one that came out, he found out that he was not the father of the little girl. So that was a little bit depressing. However, you found out that it was Lucius. So he was bang, 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 banging. Okay, right. On some grind.
I missed it.
Right, see what I'm saying? And then Lucius, of course, was trying to snatch Cookie back up. However, Cookie wasn't having it because she was on to the next one. Now, I do want to touch on this one as our semi kind of topic here. When you're in a situation and say you're moving on, say a guy has kids. Is it harder for a guy with kids to deal with a woman, or for a girl without kids to deal with a man with kids? Or is it harder for the vice versa, which is a dude without kids dealing with a woman with kids? So, mothers, we need to go ahead and get your opinion on that for sure.
I've never dated a man with kids.
Okay.
I think it's due to how early I started my relationship with my ex-husband. But I think it's easier for a woman to come into a situation because The reason I say that is a man with kids, 9 times out of 10, I've seen it though where a man has like full custody of his kids, but if it's just a guy with kids and he's active in his kid's life, but they're not primarily at his home, you're like a part-time step parent.
Indeed.
It's not like you have to wake up to these kids every single day. You have to make sure that they're fed. Do all the things that a full-time parent does because you're in the house.
Right.
It's a lot harder.
Right.
So, and I mean, that leads to like women like me who have 4. It's hard to date that way too because whoever you date, they're walking into, hi,
Hey, there's
congratulations, it's 4 girls.
Right.
This is your family now.
Right.
Right.
So it's a harder demand to bring a man into a family.
Right. How do you feel?
I don't know because I never been in that situation. But when my parents split, I gave both sides a hard time. Whoever my mom was dating, whoever my dad was, everybody got a hard time
Right.
for me.
Right.
Sorry.
I mean, to me, and I don't have kids, but I've dealt with dudes with kids, and to be honest with you, I think it's harder for a girl without kids to get involved with a man with kids, for the reason being that the rate of the baby mama drama is higher than the rate of the baby daddy drama. Normally dudes are trying to veer away from that drama. However, if necessary, they'll bring it. Girls normally will right on into it. New chick in the way, alarm on. When really, if y'all fight to realize that all y'all is in the same boat, and understand that, I'm sure these dudes telling one person this, telling one person that. Bottom line is that you'll realize that it really ain't supposed to be a beef. But in that sense, I do think that it's more difficult because they're more alert, they're more emotionally into it versus the dude is like, hey, kind of on to the next one. Sam,
That is true.
how do you feel? Look,
See,
Rob Bang.
She don't date men with kids.
Right. You don't?
well, no,
You
I don't.
You prefer? Well, then you wouldn't even understand.
But I dated a girl with a kid.
Okay, right.
And
We
that
brought
was
this.
just no good. I mean, well, I had that experience. I was a mom.
Were you getting baby
basically.
daddy drama? The guy didn't like you?
There was just
Was
ridiculous.
he
Oh,
trying
was
to
he trying
be
to-
with both of you?
Ew.
Oh, he's trying to get
Ew. He was so gross though.
Oh, okay, but was he? No, so it was definitely a situation where he didn't like you because you was the next one. Whether you were a woman or not, he felt like it was a problem.
Well, I mean, I'm hot,
Right. Okay.
but
Look.
he was nasty.
Look at Riff.
But
Oh, what?
seriously though,
I'm hot.
and
Right.
I just couldn't deal with it. Like I'm not like that crazy,
Right.
but come on, there needs to be discipline. There needs to be like I was the main disciplinarian. I was the one that was teaching this little girl. Like I was more her mom, and that was I was like, no, I can't.
Right.
I can't
Completely.
keep
It was
doing
a
this.
little bit
Yeah, that's
overwhelming.
too much.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll leave the
it
kids
was
where they're
no
at.
good.
When they start crying too much, they're
so-
getting dropped off.
But you
Because
never
of
dated
that-
a man with kids. It's
No,
different
but
because you were a
because of
full
that,
time.
Right.
I am not ever going to date anybody with kids. I don't have kids. I am not going to put myself in that jail again.
I completely
In that
understand.
jail. She said in that
Hey,
jail.
I understand. I've lucked up to have a
I'm
lot of
sorry,
consistent
that's
relationships
just
where they
heart
didn't have
attack.
them, but
I love you
Right,
and I love
right.
your kids. I'm not dating
Right,
you.
I'm just saying.
You're not.
Woo.
You're not.
I love
Jail,
my
you're
friends and I love
look
their
in the
kids.
county blowing.
But-
Look,
But understand that the difference, not to cut you
No.
off, the difference is you dated a woman with kids.
Right.
Yeah.
That's like being the man into the woman's
right.
situation.
It's a little bit
Exactly.
different.
Yeah.
It's a little different.
Then when you get the baby mama drama.
Come on back to the
Okay.
sausage,
So I
though.
was taking a
Welcome.
sip.
We welcome
I
you.
mean-
Right, that's it. That's it. It happens. Right, it happens. But going on to this, because of course we can get on this topic for a while. Does anybody else have any recaps on? I mean, Shayla, I know she, my babe. She be ready. So
I actually
anything?
got a question though. a little
Okay.
bit. So I've
Ooh,
seen
Lola.
several instances though where one of my friends would be with a dude for a little, for a while or whatever, and she got kids. Now my question is, do you think it's kind of a little bit that guy's responsibility to kind of be in those kids' life, like
definitely.
as a father, especially if you know they don't have a dad and you're there?
Yeah.
I feel like it's kind of their responsibility to pick up that slack. If you're going to be with that woman, you have to step
That's
up
not
to
even
me.
an option. Like your application process
Well, right.
is this. I have kids. Can you be this? We don't like. I'm sorry. I'm talking like I got him. I got a Yorkie and he my baby, and I make sure
Shout out
that he
to
okay.
Diesel.
Right.
Diesel.
Who passes over to the mama on this? 'Cause I almost got serious.
You did. You got to make sure too. I'll say this. I've been close to one person since my marriage. I've talked to other people, but I dealt with one person more, and after it was like 2.5 months, he asked to meet my kids. And I went to my ex-husband first and I said, hey, he wants to meet the kids. How do you feel about that? And he said, sure, fine. I made sure that, number one, there was time to make sure this was a person that I cared about, and also that it was okay with my ex, because this is the man that's been around my children since the day they were born, and they're 13,
So he
8,
has a
4,
say.
and 1. You have to incorporate that person's feelings because he is present.
Right.
So it's not a
makes a
thing where there's no
difference.
dad there, period. But even if there isn't a dad, there needs to be a time. I see females, new dude, he's in the house, he's living there, he's
Right.
spending the night, and it's
Like,
like,
why?
you have children, they're watching everything you do, and I don't do things perfectly. I try because I know that my kids are watching. I've made my mistakes, being
We all
single,
do,
but
but-
at the end of the day, when you come into a family situation, these kids are here, they're not going anywhere.
Right.
So you accept them,
Yeah.
and if they have issues where you feel like you need to step in, step in.
I agree.
Because that's going to be your role if you plan on being serious with
Right.
me. And if you don't plan on being serious with me,
Then don't walk in the
now.
door. Don't
Deuces.
even. Yeah. we
Because
don't
it's
even got
not
time to-
just you and your emotions.
Right.
The kids' emotions and feelings need to be taken into
Yeah.
completely
like
understand.
consideration, and that doesn't happen.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like that doesn't happen because everyone's so.
but you have to
selfish.
be careful
They are,
because just like
exactly.
she said, she gave
Yep.
a hard time to everybody. Her parents dated.
Well, right.
And realistically, you have to make sure that your kids aren't speaking from a hurt place or a rebellious place.
Right.
Make sure
Yes.
that you are listening to what they tell you, but at the same time, you have to be like, you know what? You're a child, and I'm going to make the best decision for you
Right.
and for us. And if I make a mistake, I'm human, but I'm doing what I thought was a good idea at the time.
Yep.
Period.
I agree.
Exactly.
Well, I was just being bratty.
Right.
And my dad's not with that girl
It
anymore,
happens.
so kudos
Right,
to me.
right. That sometimes it might, but we want to go ahead. I'm gonna pass it on over to Shayla May. You know how she get on that WWYD. Have a little bit of fun on this note. Let's go.
First thing I'm going to say before I get to any of this is I don't talk too much. Is that not why you're here? Are you not entertained?
Well,
Y'all
you
going to
wanna
make me
see- you
get
wanna
into
hear
my
us talk.
gladiator mode, okay? Are you not entertained? Anyways,
hair.
all right. So, this is the first scenario. Your friend is over your house, and they ask to borrow a pair of underwear. Or they ask for a pair. Do you say yes with no delay? Absolutely. Here you go. Do you ask them why and determine from there, like, what the hell you want? You
Right.
didn't bring your own drawers? Or do you just flat out tell them no and let them just go bare, like, free ball it, you're not wearing my panties? What do you do?
I didn't know what's going on. Now, if you'd have had a sit, and you know what? Honestly, that's a little bit touchy. That's drawers is different. Pair of socks is like a whole different thing. What are you with?
If you let somebody borrow your drawers, I do not want them
Right,
back.
but what if they over there, your girl,
Well-
she just started her period, situation just got heavy. I'm just
Literally.
saying, let's get real. Get
It's
heavy.
a 24-hour pharmacy or something
I agree.
around.
You don't have no money, I'll give you a couple of dollars.
I will
And I'll
buy
give you a
some
rag
drawers.
that you can have.
A rag.
That's old school right there. I'm sorry.
Riff raff.
See, I mean, I would let him borrow them. I wouldn't let him back.
You right, just so
But
they can
see,
have
I
it.
just go commando. I wouldn't ask someone.
Right.
Not if you're on your period, though. You're
Right,
not
but
going to
what
be
if-
commanding nothing. Unless you
No.
going to get you 2 bounce rolls and
Pretty much.
Right.
get that
You better-
bounty
you
popping
better-
up.
and
I-
duct tape it, duct
I
tape
would,
that
I would
rag.
not do that. I just put some toilet paper up there instead of asking someone for underwear.
I completely, look,
Because
this
I
got
didn't
weird.
get somewhere
This just got
to
weird.
get something. What?
Well, I understand
No,
though.
it's not.
I understand
We're
what
real,
she's
right?
saying because that's happened
Come
to me.
on.
That's happened to me.
You can't help it sometimes. You got to do what you got to do.
That's true. All right.
But like she
Um,
said, she will go get
I'm
some.
just gonna give them to you
Right.
because I have Victoria's Secret panties all lined
wanna
up
know
with
why.
tags. I don't want to know why.
I want to know why. What's up? No, somebody asked for
You're
your panties.
nosy.
What's up?
You're nosy.
Hey, what's going on?
All right, moving along. Your partner is bobbing for apples. And it hurts or just kind of feels a little crazy to you. Bobbing for apples.
Everybody has had that moment, whether it was somebody else or where they might have been like, "Hey, that feel crazy."
Right.
Like, what does that
so,
mean?
do you allow them to finish, hoping it won't be long?
No.
Or do you tell them that it feels crazy or it hurts? Like, don't do it like that. Or, do you force them to correct the pattern? Because a lot of people, you'll try to, like, move a certain way or,
then when
or
you-
change positions altogether. Like, hey, get this doggy or something.
I'm
Or
changing pattern.
Do you,
Oh, there's more.
there's another one. Do you get turned off and stop? Because some people would just, be turned off and try
Yeah.
to stop.
I don't think I would be turned off. I think I would just, try to ease out of that
Right.
situation.
So
and
would
try
you be
something
changing
else.
pattern or changing position? I'm sorry, because I didn't all broke
The
down
whole
her situation.
position. Like,
Right.
it's
Okay,
just
Okay,
so
right.
question.
I'm gonna try to change pattern. So if you see me itching up a little bit and kind of moving, like trying to move, that means I'm trying to find where are you going with this? Because you need to keep that together.
Ain't nobody
That's
got
running-
time to be
That's
guiding
running.
nobody.
That's running everywhere. Okay,
Right.
we don't like it all loosey like that. Okay, I'm sorry.
Lucy, like-
I'm gonna say ouch. I'm gonna
Right.
be like
Right.
like when you hear
Right.
that's not pleasure.
Right.
You know
Right.
it.
Basically.
Don't
Next.
literally eat it. Don't literally eat
Right.
it.
Don't
Right there
Riff-raff?
with you. Right there with you.
All right.
Right there with
Only
you.
the
I'm
right.
not gonna allow that to happen.
Right.
No.
Okay. I get
Okay.
it.
No.
Next question. So you and a friend who was like heavy into social media, like they're a super social media junkie. You guys have a small falling out. You check social media shortly after the argument or whatever, and it seems like they might have sent a little subliminal message to you.
Man.
Do you ignore it because it wasn't a direct statement to you? Do you ask them if it was directed towards you? Do you base out the do it based on the details of the argument? Or do you assume that it was directed towards you, which means, Houston, we have a problem.
Right. You better say
Who gonna
it.
check me, boo?
Right.
I'm
I think
ask.
everybody has
I've been in that
right
situation
where
before.
you fall out with somebody, maybe just a couple exchange of words, and then you realize like, okay, they be on Facebook all the time. Let me check it. If anything on here saying anything related to my conversation,
Right.
I'm feeling some kind of way, and Houston, we got a problem. No, I'm just gonna ask him straight up. Was you talking about me, or what was that? Okay, because I was kind of confused. It was right on time kind of situation. Would
Right
you?
on time.
I mean, when it happened to me, I was just like, oh, okay, that's how we doing that. Okay.
You falling back? Like, okay.
Yeah, I mean,
what it
I
is.
snapped back a little bit.
Right.
Mhm.
Make
Make
a
the only one
post.
that can do that.
Make a post like at me if you know it's
Right,
real.
right. What about
I
you,
got
Something
Sam?
like that, you know.
Riff
Well,
raff.
you say I have nothing better to do than talk about me.
Look, smile.
Have at
I
it.
love her.
She always
mean,
smiling.
Her energy, right?
She's
can't
so
Keep
nice.
on talking about me.
I completely
I mean,
I agree.
what?
She is like the nicest person ever, though. We were on the way here, and somebody didn't use their signal, and she's like, "I really appreciate how you use your signal." I was like, "That is the nicest
Right,
road
that's
rage
right,
ever."
Right. Positive.
But really though, that's annoying.
Yeah.
Like turn your turn signal on, please.
So you just start messing with someone new. You're really feeling this guy. He's great. Everything you wanted in a person. You feeling him, and you find out he has a 1-month-old baby. Do you stick with him without question? Do you ask to determine the situation? Meaning that, this is subject to cancellation. I want to know details before I write you off. Or do you just leave him alone, period? You don't got time for the drama.
would leave
Riff
him
raff,
alone.
I already
Probably.
know.
I'm leaving it alone.
Nope.
It's risky.
Bye.
I would probably ask questions like,
Right.
so, I mean, I know we only been like, what's up? Like, why can't you tell me?
Is y'all just...
But I'll probably eventually end
Right.
up leaving. But
See, I'm
nosy.
looking at
I
it more of
wanna
the
know
freshness.
first.
Like, okay, is your emotions still connected in
Right.
this person? What's the
Right.
situation?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
I'm going to
that's-
ask questions
Right.
because, realistically, you told us about, your girlfriend having a baby. They weren't in a relationship. I remember you telling us a story
Right.
about it.
Right.
So I just kind of feel like in that situation, a 1-month-old baby conceived during a threesome.
Right. Anything.
Or, something
Right.
unattached like that, I can
Yeah,
understand.
so
Or,
you want the
or
details.
this was an ex-girlfriend, I doubled back drunk. We don't rock. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
Because realistically, that's 10 months, 11 really, that you guys have to where you can decide if you wanted that person or not. I would ask questions.
Right.
So, this next one is, you find out that your partner is a big flirt. People can deal with that. That's fine. But you find out that they're flirting hard with a relative.
Oh.
A relative.
A relative.
What? There's
Let me get the questions or the responses. Do you brush it off, under the rug since it's just flirting? Some people feel like a harmless flirt, whatever. Do you ask them both what's really good because this is not acceptable? Do you flip out on the relative and stay with the partner? Do you leave the partner and say family first? I'm good with him. Or do you quit messing with both of them because it's just too much of a messy situation?
I'm done.
I'm cutting them both off.
I wouldn't trust it. I would always feel like, what was that about? What was you
Yeah.
doing? What was y'all close to getting to?
Oh,
Since
wait
you
a
saying
minute.
nothing happened.
Wait a minute. Did I hear this wrong?
Yeah, maybe you did.
Okay. Wait a minute.
You got a flirty guy and he's flirting with your relative.
Oh,
Okay.
my relative.
Right.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
She was thinking
Oh,
some
I
Kentucky
thought-
stuff that don't happen
Yeah.
in Ohio. That don't happen in Ohio.
Okay, I
baby.
needed that clarification because I was like,
Well, what's your answer on?
All right.
You're too nice already.
Yeah, it's too
Everybody
much thought.
It says
Oh, yeah.
often flirting with a relative.
Right.
So I'll
Often.
tell
It's
you what I
consistent.
feel like.
It's consistent.
I'm gonna it's not on here. I'm gonna ask him what's really good. I'm not gonna go to the relative because he's the one that was flirting.
Right.
So do you want her or something? Because you
Right,
you
but
switch.
I want to know why you
But
ain't
I
tell
wanna
me
know why
about
she
it.
didn't tell me.
Let me
Yeah.
know. I'm
well,
your people.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all.
Well, you know what? That's messy because you might be like somebody coming to you like telling you you'll do something.
Well,
Also,
and
some
my
girls
thing
don't
is this.
believe
My
it,
thing is this.
or-
Just let it go.
I've had a lot of people come on to me or do something extra flirty, but you have to be completely inappropriate for me to take it to my loved one, because
I
I know
guess
I'm a
you're
cute
right.
chick.
Right.
Some people are
Right.
just in your face because you're
Sometimes
pretty.
you just put it in the vanilla folder and add it up and then be like, hold on, let's pull it out. I got the facts.
Right.
You did this on this date, bro. You did this on this date.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Now you're doing it again today.
Right.
This doesn't work. All right, final
maxed
question. You are in the club feeling flyer than you ever felt. You just, fresher than you, and you fall.
and yeah.
Do you play it off like, oh my God, this floor is so wet. Oh my goodness. Do you act like, oh, people pushing because it's congested there, Or is it a situation where, you laugh it off like, ha ha ha, oh, that's so funny, blah, blah, blah. Or do you blame it on alcohol like, oh, I was wasted?
I'm acting like the floor wet. What was that? People or I'm pushing. Why is people pushing? They're pushing around here.
I laugh now. I'd probably get all pissy though if I was there.
I
Like,
would be mad too.
Yeah.
you know.
So
The
you,
stupid ass floor.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm blaming it.
I'm blaming the floor.
Somebody either pushing or is wet.
I'm blaming
period.
something.
I'm blaming the
It's
floor.
not my
It was
fault.
wet. It was completely wet.
It's not because I'm drunk. I'm not drunk. I'm not even that drunk.
Right.
Stop saying.
Right. Alrighty. Well, we're going to wrap this up because, we got to keep our time together, ladies. I know I'm a talker. However, this is a situation close to my heart. True friends. What defines your friendship? How many friends would you say you have?
Oh, is that cool?
I'm going to start with Daddy. True friends. What defines that to you?
To me, a true friend is somebody I can really truly tell a secret to and know that you won't lose it. You won't get the popping. And even if when we fall out
Right.
or we don't kick it more, or fall distance, you don't tell my business. You know what I mean? And you keep that respect level. When you see my parent, you speak to my parent like I'm going to do yours. Make sure you don't cross that line. As long as that line ain't crossed, by all means, that's still a friend to me.
Yeah.
How many true friends would you say you have, Daddy?
I don't know. I can't count, man. I roll in different circles and different lights. You don't sometimes mix your circles. Everybody got a few over here, a few here, this here. Sometimes you just don't throw them together.
That's true.
All right,
Yeah.
don't get stabbed.
Right.
I'm gonna say like true friends. I'm gonna say I have 3 true friends, and they're all totally different. One friend I can call and be like, "What's up? We flying to the moon to meet Day them,
Right.
and we doing this." And she like, "What's up? Let's go."
Right.
Then I got the one friend where when your dude piss you off, she the one like, that man.
Let's get it. Let's bust out.
That
And then I got
Live
the
wire.
one, my logical
Right.
friend that's like, well, no, you have to consider,
So
that
let me
freaking
ask you
logic
this,
in your
because
head.
this is one that I always, when I think of that, is what's the difference between your associate, your rollie, and your friend?
What's a rollie? What's a rollie? Someone you just roll with?
No, somebody,
Oh.
to me,
Hmm?
what you talking about?
Talking
What
about,
are you guys doing?
no, don't worry about
What's a
that. No,
rollie?
that's on the camera.
What's a rollie? Your homie, your road dog.
Right, yeah.
Like, you
somebody
call
that may
in
not
whatever.
even
You can't
be,
describe something with the same word.
it may not, because it's like, it may not be your best friend, the one that you can tell all your secrets to,
But you're pretty
you're
close.
cool.
but y'all can go out, y'all, if something pops
She
up.
down for whatever.
Like,
You
what-
could come to
Okay.
Akron and sleep on a couch.
Right,
Yeah, I got you.
Right,
Very good. Good. I have a lot of those.
right. Your rollie?
I have a lot of friends.
Right, you got a couple of-
though. I
right.
love people.
Right.
So like.
So do you know
I
the
don't have a
difference between
number.
your associates and your friends though when it gets to that level of it?
It's such a fine line because I am so trusting and I am very open.
Right.
So it's hard at the same time.
Right.
So
You know?
how deep is your circle though? Because people have people that they're friends with. I have
Right.
tons of
Right.
friends.
Right.
But I have a core circle that I deal with, and they're not even all really friends with each other because I
Right.
met them at different points in my
Of
life.
course.
But
Right.
I have friends that are deep. Like, if you want to know something about me, you could ask 1 or 2 of those chicks. They'll never tell you.
Right,
They'll take
right.
it to the grave, but
I
they
mean,
know
if I have
everything.
to core it, it's gonna be maybe 4. You know what I mean? 4. And that's bang, 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 bang. But like I said, my circle can round out. I'm a networker, so let's.
Right.
I'm
That's
just
right.
saying. So, and like I said, my circles don't always clash. Like I said, I got 20
is.
years over here, 5 over here, 2 over here.
That is
but we
true.
all just as cool. So.
And
Don't try to
they're
mix
all
your
so
circles
different.
down.
No,
they're
right,
all so
not,
different.
yeah.
And like, so I
Don't bring
really
your
have a
ratchet
number.
friend to your work event. Why would you do that? Why would you set their
Right.
job up and your success based
the
on
ratchet
that
friend.
one? I'm
I
just
hope my
saying.
ratchet friends is watching.
So I have a final question for you guys. When you have an associate and you fall out with that associate, and then for some reason they come back around, you guys make up, do you feel like they cross that promotion, that threshold into friendship, or like how do you determine that? What do you think about that?
Me personally, depending on the severe, I'm with it. I'm like, listen, if we could fall out, we can get into it and come back and still be tight. I can tell you secrets of my life, so forth, and you ain't bashing out, by all means, you get a promotion. You know what I mean? But Yeah, it works. It depends on the person. Honestly, it really does. What do you think?
It does depends on the person. It depends on the fallout. But I feel like if somebody my associate and we didn't fell out, it's like it's done for the friendship.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I ain't telling my associates.
But
my
even
deep
if
dark
the case
secrets
where they
to
came
them.
back into, you know what I mean, your life, is it
how would
still,
that happen?
because
If
if
they
that's the
come back
case,
into
if
my
you're an
life-
associate and we fall out and it's cut off, you're not even an associate. It's
Right.
just a high bye. So
Right.
I can't even keep you in that circle of associates. You
That's
bumped
what I'm
yourself out of
saying.
that, or you bumped yourself up because at least I could trust you that when we fell out, you didn't tell nobody.
No.
You didn't bust me out. You ain't tell no secrets. You came back as a woman.
Are you telling your associates your secrets though?
No, I mean, but you know,
Just
Sometimes
little stuff. People find out little stuff.
You
and
know,
make it.
I mean, honestly, it's all in technique. You know who to tell what to, how much to give, not pull into the details. You know what I mean? So I mean, it's kind of one of those cases.
Skeleton.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. For me, I have 6 best friends, like I said. Some, like you and Dear, go back 18 years. I feel like those are the people I tell everything to.
Right.
I have associates. I've never fallen out ever with any of my 6.
Right.
So why would I fall out with an associate and bring them back in and promote them into that close? No, I might bring you back into an associate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You might be
Right.
a cool person at the end of the day, or you're funny. I like being around you.
But I'm gonna keep an eye on you.
But you'll never be in that core circle because we fell out in the first place. And I
Right.
have people I've known since I was
How you
12.
feel about it, Sam?
I'm just too forgiving, I guess.
Right, just a friendly
And
person.
I mean, I'm just so like, it's hard for me to like label people
Right.
also and
Right.
like
So
categorize
you
them
just
like
friending
that.
it. Just hey
I
friend.
just, like,
Right.
Hey,
so
friend,
you're like the
little
girl
guy,
in the
little-
Sour Patch Candy commercial. You just
everybody
forgive, they cut your
just-
hair, and you're
you
just
know
like,
what?
oh.
Are you one that's like, okay, you're my friend
No.
until you cut
Okay.
me, until you know, basically make you other than that? Are you?
If
is it
there's
kinda-
something, I mean,
Right.
there's obviously going to be something,
Right.
and it's like, I don't like drama, so I'd
Right.
rather just walk away.
Right.
Yeah, it makes sense.
True.
Bye.
I don't
Right.
either.
Let it go.
Nope.
Alrighty, well, that wraps up our
Ooh,
topic.
We own that. Now let's
Yes,
go ahead and
yes.
pass it over to Lola B and get really quick to that this or that. Let's have a little bit of fun. Loosen up real quick.
Okay, real quick. So, this or that. Do you like someone that's more like, you know, a relationship that's real aggressive, or somebody that's like, you know, slow and passionate type of relationship?
Slow and passionate.
I agree.
No argument on that.
Look at her. She like aggressive.
Look at me.
Get into it. Okay, next.
Shayla
We know her
May,
answer.
aggressive.
What about you, Sam?
You know
Come
where
on.
you at. Come on.
Okay, there it is.
The
We got
dark
the
side.
answers there. You don't even want to say it
Wrath.
anymore.
Yeah, I don't like someone passionate. I'm too impatient.
I understand that. Riff raff.
Okay, well, say.
That's why we can't sit next to each other.
Right.
Exactly. Okay, so say you and your super nosy partner, right? Y'all sitting there, y'all just watching TV, and you get up to go to the bathroom, right? But you leave your phone there.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Okay, so what do you do? Okay. Do you grab the phone like real quick, like real like, oh, or do you just like, okay, whatever.
Take it
you
as a
know,
loss.
Go
Right.
use the bathroom.
I'm going to get it. I'm rushing back. You're going to be like, what's that about? No, babe, don't even worry about that. Just know that's my stuff. Because I see you prowling with your coyote nose. What do
I
you
take it as a loss.
You take it as a
I-
loss?
Whatever. Yeah.
You taking it? Pants could be down. I'm scooting out there, babe. But let my stuff go. He ain't even got to be by the phone. I'm like, I'm coming out all kind of suspect. What you doing?
I'm not even wiping. I'm going to get my phone. I gotta call my sister. Oh, friend, I gotta
I'm going to
call
get the
my
phone.
sister
Right.
about something
You could
right
be way in the
now.
other room. I'm going to get
That's
it.
See, you're
Yeah.
good with your cover stories.
Right.
But see, you can't help what people send you.
So you're right. So you
You
let
can
it
help
go.
the people that have
Take
your
it as
number,
a L,
though.
basically.
You can.
Right.
Okay.
They got real silent.
Okay, so
Somebody
say-
dirty over here.
Okay, so your dog pooped, right? One room he didn't poop, and then in the other room he didn't throw up.
Ugh.
What you cleaning up
Ugh.
first?
Throw up.
I'm
What
throwing
you
up the poop. The poop.
The poop easy to grab. Boom. You don't
The
got.
poop
what
could
if
be,
it's diarrhea?
you didn't detail if it's like smashed up poop or if it's like solid.
I mean, who's trying to get into detail? Like, I would hope it's
I'm
not
getting the
smashed
poop.
up.
Because they got the food and everything else coming out of that. At least you know that
Ew,
throw
but
up.
the vomit.
The vomit.
Ooh,
What are you
it's
doing?
so
With your
good.
nasty
The
That's
mouth?
what I'm
vomit
saying.
first.
It's just
Why she
solid.
disgusted?
I'm so sick over here because y'all don't understand. It flashed me back, man.
I'm telling
Jack
you.
Russells have the worst throw
I
up
can't do.
on the planet.
Wow.
I'm getting it up. I have to get it up immediately because this is my good carpet.
Right.
It has to happen.
Yeah, I believe it.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Next.
Right.
Nope.
It's disgusting.
Throw up. Gross.
Okay, so back to the friend thing, right? You see two friends that you haven't seen in a while. One you know for like 5 years, the other one you've only known for like 2 years. So later on in the night, you discover your money is missing. Who you confront first? Are you going to the new friend, like, what's up? My money missing. You going to your old friend, like, what you gonna do?
Who you going to?
It's only been y'all.
I'm gonna go to both because
you can't go to both. You at home. It's one call. Who the first call? She gets to adjusting questions.
I'm gonna call my friend I've been friends with the longest first because I'm not gonna accuse anybody. I'm gonna say, girl, my money is missing.
Seen, right. That's how you play.
Did you see it when you was
Other
here?
than that, you seen my shit.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry. Trying to control my cut. Okay. What you feel?
Yeah, that makes sense about that 5-year one. Like, going to her and being like, guess what happened?
Right. Play it off like
Instead
that.
of like, did you take this?
But then she might flip it like, girl, you know your friend.
Your new friend.
You'll never find out either way. So, I mean, it really makes
sense.
sense.
Lost either way, I guess.
Do you even ask or you like forget it?
I'm going to bring it up to both of them.
Right.
And see how they react. But I wouldn't make a phone call.
You better grab it.
I want to see their face. Everybody acts different when they're lying in person, when they're on the phone. They're like sweating.
Right.
They're like sweating.
Yeah.
Well, that wraps up my this.
Oh, this or that.
Right.
That was fun and exciting. What we got next? What we got?
Well, we have mess or bless.
Ooh, mess or bless.
Oh,
Right.
oh.
Quick little play.
So,
we like to talk mess.
Someone who owned businesses, but they're not in their name. So how do you even own a business?
Is it your money?
You got it in somebody else's
First
name.
of all, is he a street dude? Because if he a street dude, then it's a whole different situation. He's still trying to.
That's what I'm saying.
But he got money to fix his credit. That's a mess. That's a mess.
That's a mess.
That's a mess.
Even if they're a street dude, because you have opportunity to be like, oh, I borrowed such and such money from family to get my business legit.
Right. I completely understand.
Have a business in your name if you approach me.
That's a mess.
It's a mess.
Okay.
That's a mess.
No matter if he okay.
I don't know about that.
I'm just saying. I mean, I like to know you getting that money. So let me just. It depends who you are. You better be a bad one.
You gonna be a bad one with a
Whose
mess
name
on your
is it
hands.
in?
Right. There you go.
Baby
What we got
mama.
next?
Well.
Hold on, people. I've been trying to get her to say this word because y'all don't know what it is, but she a little bit. I want to hear it. And we didn't tell her
Chitterlings?
what is it. Say that again.
Chitterling?
Chitterlings, aka them chitlins. Okay, aka that swine meat, aka them insides turned outside. Okay.
Pig intestines. Pig intestines.
Pig intestines.
Black folks eat it.
Woo, girl, you don't even
that's
know.
a mess.
I'm just saying.
That's
I'm
a
saying
mess.
this is a mess blessed because I can do one
Here she
bowl.
go. Here she go.
I can do one bowl. My mama and them, they
Wait,
cook
what
like
is
that.
it?
No.
They
Is it
cook
food?
like
You
that.
eat it?
It's
You eat
food.
it.
Some people really
Hey,
love
things
it.
get dirty. Things
It's
get
a mess.
You think about it,
Oh,
shrimp got
it's a
poop
mess.
in it. Y'all eating that, slacking that back.
That's different.
You vein. It's called a vein. When they get the poop out, they call it a vein.
I'm just saying, don't judge me. Let me hear that word again, though, Sam. Let me hear. One more.
A chitterling.
Chitterling.
Wait.
Chitlin.
You gotta put that soul in that chitlin.
That's chitlin.
Them on that chitlin. You got them chitlins
She
and
was
that red
repping Iggy earlier, so
Right.
it is what it is.
Right.
All right.
I like Iggy.
You
I
add.
do.
What else you got on
Be
there?
the Chichi-wa, put my name in both.
Hey, what you thought though?
I'm
You didn't know?
Riff raff.
Let's go. Look, she is in the
Okay, what
zone.
is the next one? Oh my god.
Oh, man. Like,
I cannot
so
deal
silly.
with her. I'm telling you, it's such a blast. Y'all don't even know. So this is real. This is how you know it's real. You know what I mean? The fun, the mess ups, but that's the reality of it. You know, make sure y'all tune in and follow us.
Because we're real. Because we're real.
Exactly.
Well, see.
Her and this laugh.
Give me one random. Matter of fact, we're going to go ahead and throw you with a why.
Why?
Straight like that. Why are you putting your hair in a ponytail when you ain't got no tail? Okay? Why?
That's a little bun.
Why are you a man with your pants down to your knees with the belt on and
Why?
they're skinny jeans?
Why? Okay? With some stank ass drawers. I'm sorry,
Why?
man.
Even if they
Okay.
clean, no.
Why?
Why do you flex at the club, pulling your money out, all that, buying bottles, and then I give you my number, and then you call me to pick you up?
To pick her up?
To pick him
He
up.
ain't even.
Dude, that's the worst. That's
But
the
look,
worst.
look at Sam.
worst.
Give me a why. Look.
Why? Okay. Well, why do people color their hair so much darker? And they have gray hair, and then it just grows out, and they don't redo it.
What?
Why are you so stressed about people with gray hair?
Wait a minute.
Right.
Are you talking about our roots?
Are we talking about?
My stuff looking a little bit like it need a redo.
Mine needs redone.
Hey, I'm just
They're
saying.
not gray though.
Why?
But it's not
Why? Okay.
But it's
I
not
got
great.
one.
Get us with a why.
Why? Okay. You got that Brazilian, but your roots is African.
Hold on.
From the
Mine was like that
motherland.
earlier, other than that edge control, and I'm gonna be honest with you.
You ain't come up here with the Kuta Kinte
I do
right
agree.
here.
What's that?
And a Brazil.
What's that?
Ooh,
Brazilian.
Yeah, you got nice
weave.
The
the kunta? Hold on. You don't want
your black friends. We're gonna talk about that next
Never mind.
segment. Next segment.
the kunta is what I love. I like how she asked.
Slave hair.
There it is.
Slave hair.
Yeah.
We never saw
It's
roots. You never saw
She ain't
roots.
never seen no rules, Shelly.
history
Listen.
class.
I did relaxers.
This is
You
real
gotta
life,
love
people.
her.
This is
Oh my
real.
God.
This is real life. Look, with all of that, make sure y'all follow us, yo. Make sure y'all follow us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, all of the above. Like, make sure y'all support. Let us know how y'all feel. Like I said, we got prizes coming. We got Shayla May, Lola B. We got Sam the Riff. This is why we call her that, and Dottie Red. Now, on that note, we're going to pass it to Sam because being the brow banger, there's only one thing we do.
Bang it out.
Let's FaceTime. Sometimes it gets a little weird. Don't mind our weird. Let's go. Pull in on the table. That's how you get them. Blow. Alright, let's go, people. Alright, peace.
I'm from the AK, born to be a weapon for that money. Yeah, I'm wrecking like a missile, bitch. I'm about to blow. Didn't think that I could blow, didn't know that I could blow. Bet you see me though, bitch. Well now you know. See, I come from the bottom all the way to the top. That good me keep the money, that hood me keep the Glock. For the haters I pop, but I'd rather be pretty. Get cash and back my eyelashes. You get two sides, one bitch at shot. Other one talk fly, fuck all night. No surprise, bloodstream, Gemini sign. Double that, Ronald call me double Mac. Pull up to my window, let's go. Them streets has made me real now. Wanted to see a real bitch. Was she here? Now done blew a lot of dough, blew a lot of smoke, blew a couple Joes. No, I do not hope for real. I bust a nut and then I go. It's real now. Come from the bottom to the top of the hill now. Ain't gotta steal now. Ain't gotta kill now. We poppin' bottles for the night. We do that meal now. Let's go. Let's go. It's real now. Come from the bottom to the top of the hill now. Ain't gotta steal now. Ain't gotta kill now. We poppin' bottles for the night. We do that meal now. See, I come from an era where they party to death, hitting coke off the mirrors until they had nothing left. Now that's blow, right, bitch? I put on for my city, put on for my foes, I put on for the kitty in the dome. Bitch, you wanna see it? Show live on that channel 1. Struggle made me hustle, so I hustle like I'm struggling. Live like a peasant, now presence of a real sheep, speaking to a real beat. See that money, gotta tell. We hit the mall in the streets, either way I'm copping. Keep them niggas cocked back, for them snitches copping. If you wanna talk that really, you speaking about them billies. Ain't no time for all that silly shit, I played it too long. I touched down, you address a real bitch in your presence. Know your level, I'm a real bitch, OH struggle. I'm a hood bitch, but I'm a good bitch. Even Brown kept the hood bitch, never Hollywood did. Let's go. It's real now. Come from the bottom to the top of the hill now. Ain't gotta steal now. Ain't gotta kill now. We poppin' bottles for the night. We do that meal now. Let's go. Let's go. It's real now. Come from the bottom to the top of the hill now. Ain't gotta steal now. Ain't gotta kill now. We poppin' bottles for the night. We do that meal now. Oh, what you know? Oh, what you know about that? Oh, what you know? Oh, what you know about that? You wanna get a real bitch, nigga, cop that. Stop the talking, the hands up in your pocket. Up in the strip club, selling wine nightly. The spot is how we running out with bags of AK. Keep a big nigga bearded, ready for mayday. But we don't want beef, it's just a payday. We getting money and popping bottles for a living, nigga, biggest villain. When the street bitch driven, I ain't down for killing. Before that money shit, I'm willing, cause I'm trying to count a million and you already know. So let's go. It's real now.